Hello everybody, welcome to the Midnight Hour. I'm your host Tyler, and today we're going to be telling scary stories in the dark, as you can probably tell. So this first story is called The Mirror Game. Basically, it's about a teenager who is asked to play a game with their friends called the Mirror Game. There's a very distinct set of rules that have to be followed in order for the game to be complete. I'm going to tell you this story and what happens if you play the Mirror Game. Rule 1. You have to play with 3 people. Rule 2. You have to play this game between the hours of 12 a.m. and 3:30 a.m. Rule 3. You're going to need a sheet of paper, 3 drops of blood, and a lighter. Step 4. Write all the names of the people who are playing on the piece of paper. Then, have each person put a drop of their own blood. It has to be 1 from each person. Whether you're squeamish or not, it does not matter. If someone else uses their blood in place of yours, the game will not work. Rule 5. After you got done writing the names of the people who are playing on the paper, as well as putting 3 drops of blood on the paper, you hold it in front of a mirror in the dark, and you use the lighter to light the piece of paper on fire. If you do this right, you will not be alone, and you will see a shadow of a man behind you. This is the Mirror Man. The Mirror Man's origins are unknown, and his whatever he wants is also unknown. The only thing that is known about him is that he can grant you great fortune, or he can ruin your life. Once you have summoned the Mirror Man, then you must ask him a question. Any question you want. He will give you 3 answers. 2 of them will be lies, and 1 of them will be the truth. You will have to guess which one is the truth. If you guess it right, then your question will be answered. However, if you guess wrong, there will be consequences. The Mirror Man will not tell you if you got the question wrong or right. The only way you will find out is at the very end. He will recite the questions that you have asked him. He will tell you the right answer. If you got the right answer, that is. Or he will say that you got the wrong answer. You can ask him 3 questions, 1 for each person. After you are done, he will ask you a question. The question is, what is your worst fear? If none of you get the answer to a question right, what I mean by that is, if you do not get at least 1 question right, this is where the bad things happen. You see, the consequences of this game aren't anything like death or anything like that, at least not immediately. If you answer the questions wrong and don't get a single one right, you must bid the mirror man goodbye. After that, you must shut the door to the room you are in with the mirror and keep the lights off until the next morning. Whatever you do not look at anything that will show you your reflection. Whether it's another mirror, your phone screen, a sliding glass door, whatever can display a reflection. Do not look at it under any circumstances. My best advice is to go straight to bed. Even though you might be nerve-wracked, you will find the nerve to sleep. And if you wake up, everything will be normal, and you will have the answers to the questions that you wanted. However, if you do not manage to answer a question correctly, or if you fail to answer one of the questions correctly, then the mirror man will follow you. He'll be distant at first, appearing in pictures of you from a long time ago, maybe a picture of you at the park when you were 5. You'll see him there, in the background. He'll slowly creep his way up into your most recent places, until eventually you'll get pictures of him in areas that you've been recently. Maybe the friend's house you went to last week, or the coffee shop you went to this morning. Whatever the case is, he will slowly get closer and closer. There's no way to stop this. Eventually, you'll see him in your peripheral, in reflections. He'll be standing behind you when you look into a mirror, or be towering above you when you shut off your phone for the night and see your reflection. Sometimes you'll even see him through the corner of your eye, or even standing in the dark room in front of you. This is the mirror man himself. Only you will be able to see him. The only way you could even get a glimpse of him is through secondary sources, mirrors, cameras. So, what happens when he finally gets to you? Once he reaches you, he will drag you into a mirror, and he will take your spot. He'll look exactly like you, act exactly like you. Not even your closest relatives will know the difference. You see, he's a mysterious entity. It's extremely hard to tell what his motives are sometimes, but he'll get inside of your head. If he doesn't get you, your insanity will. The fact of always being followed, you'll always feel watched, even if you're not being watched. You will never be alone, not with the mirror man there. The only advice I have for you is to try to not pay any attention to him, even though he will get closer with time. It's still possible for him to be harmless to you, as long as you don't give him any thought. The more he gets inside of your head, the closer he'll be. It's just how it works. I do not recommend you play this game. It's dangerous, and even though you will get the answer to the question if you do succeed, it's not going to be fun if you don't. Trust me. I've played this game myself. Luckily, even though my question wasn't answered correctly, one of my friends who I played with answered their question correctly. I'm not going to tell you the question. The only thing I can tell you is don't play this game under any circumstances. Because the consequences are not worth the risk for reward. Thank you for watching. And as always, I will see you in the next installment.